What up, y'all? I'm gonna do another segment of Anita's 5 favorites. 5 of what? 10, but you know, 5. This time I'm going to talk about like my weird obsessions. The reason why I put it in quotations is because some of the things on this list, people would probably be like, that is like really weird, but I don't give a damn. It's me, and I'm gonna always be me, regardless. Anyway, I'm gonna start with number 1, vampires. I have a really weird obsession with vampires. I'm actually in the process of like ordering some vampire fangs. So don't be surprised if one day y'all see some fangs when I'm vlogging. And I'm just gonna act like it's just, you know, everyday thing, whatever. But ever since I was a little girl, I just always thought vampires were really freaking cool. And I think it all started with Interview with the Vampire. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it started with Interview with the Vampire. When Kirsten Dunst got turned into a vampire when she was a little girl, I was like, oh, I like her little teeth. She looks cute. I feel like I could also be a really cute little vampire. And just, I don't know, it's just a weird thing that I've always liked. It's one of my weird things, like, and like, it really is an obsession, y'all. Like, I really am obsessed with vampires. I think they're really awesome. Okay, so the next thing that I am weirdly obsessed with is classic vintage horror films, preferably films that star Vincent Price. I don't know what it is about them. I want to say that this obsession started when I was also a little girl. My great grandmother used to watch like the old vintage Vincent Price movies. She used to watch the old classic, what is the show called? It's like right on Twilight Zone. I used to love the Twilight Zone too. So I guess you can kind of like group the shows in there too, like the old classic like horror shows and things like that. So like Elvira, I used to watch that too. It's just something about the way that they used to actually make the movies and how they didn't really have much of, you know, like the quality of it. Of course, nowadays we would look at it like it's terrible and like it's horrible, but I appreciate it for what it was at that time, which makes me, you know, appreciate the value of the film. And, you know, not to mention, if it didn't start with those films, we wouldn't have what we have today. So I really enjoy watching those. And sometimes I just like to sit there and watch them because I think it's funny when you see how terrible the acting is and like how terrible the makeup and the sound effects and, you know, all that stuff. It was just terrible, but it was awesome for that time and I appreciate that. So shout out to the old vintage black and white horror films and shows. Tim Burton, number 3. This is not just his movies, it's him as a person also. And I think what makes this a weird obsession is because I really love the way his mind works. He's a freaking weirdo, y'all, and I love it. I just love how he comes up with the ideas for the movies that he puts out, the scripts that he writes, all the way down to the people who, you know, he has a play in on casting in his films. It's just something about Tim Burton that I like, and I think that is that something. One of my favorite Tim Burton movies, I have a few. I'm gonna say one, because now that I think about it, that can be like its own top 5. Like Tim Burton movies can be like its own top 5, but definitely Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm so sorry. Nightmare Before Christmas, but I do like that movie too. But Nightmare Before Christmas, I love that movie. It never scared me when I was little. I can remember watching it with like my cousins and stuff, and like they were scared of it, and I'm sitting there wide-eyed and bushy-tailed like, ooh, what's going on with that? Ooh, I like this song, I like that song. Oh, also, shout out to Panic at the Disco for making the main theme. That was my jam. I really like what y'all did with that. But yes, Tim Burton. One day, y'all, I hope to go to the Tim Burton Museum at the, well, it's It's the Tim Burton exhibit at the Neon Museum in Las Vegas. Y'all, the very first time I ever seen footage and videos of that, I fell in love. Every single thing from like weird, super weird thing that's in all of his movies is there, and I have to go one day. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. It's called the Tim Burton exhibit at the Neon Museum in Las Vegas. If you've ever been there before, let me know what it was like, because one day I would love to go. So yeah, hey Tim Burton. Another thing that I'm obsessed with, another person that I'm obsessed with, which would be numero cuatro, Quentin Tarantino. I love Quentin Tarantino. Every last one of his films. Reservoir Dogs is probably one of my favorites, so I'm just gonna say that because that can also be its own 5 favorites. 5 favorite Quentin Tarantino films. But yeah, Quentin Tarantino has an awesome mind too. He's an awesome writer, awesome director, awesome producer. I have always wanted to work with him. I hope one day in the future I can star in like one of his movies, even if it's just like being a waiter and be like, hey, here's your water. And that's like my only line. I don't care. Just knowing that I'm able to like be in one of his movies is like, that's like one of my dreams, because he's the shit. I love Quentin Tarantino. I love that he's always blowing shit up in his movies and shit too. Like his dialogue, I love the dialogue in his movies. That's probably like my favorite thing about his movies. And last but not least, it's funny because like this person just like not even like really corresponding very well with the list, but I really don't care. Rihanna. I am a huge Rihanna fan. I love Rihanna. I love that she makes music I can shake my ass to. No, but for real though, I love Rihanna. She's a fellow Piscean. Hey girl. I've been dealing with her ever since she was what, like 15, 16 years old when she came out with like Pondy Replay, and that was when she was like super duper thin and like, you know, was still like in that weird stage, but she knew what she wanted, and I always liked that about her because she's never afraid to take a chance. She's really bold in her personality, really flamboyant in her personality, and that is why I like really like her. Like I'm obsessed with Rihanna. I want to meet her one day. I want to be in one of her videos one day. Hey, Rihanna, low key, I'm trying to like be a brand ambassador for that Savage Fenty though. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, you can, you know, shoot a girl like a couple little lingerie pieces you got over there. I'm telling you, girl, I'll work it. But anyways, that is my top 5 weird obsessions. Once again, if you like any of these things that I just talked about, hell, if you dislike them, comment below. Let me know why you like them. Let me know why you don't like them. Again, if you've been to the Tim Burton exhibit in Las Vegas, comment below. Tell me about it. If you've never been, tell me why you would want to go. If you like any of his movies, tell me why you like his movies. Same with the other people what is it about them that you like? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Make sure you send it out to everybody that you know, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.